Welcome to The Riff, brought to you by my-toronto.ca, where two internationally acclaimed artists, painter and animator Gary O'Brien and jazz fusion guitarist Jeremy Green, dig into Toronto's entertainment scene, where they'll be hanging out with all sorts of creative minds, from music, comedy, sports, theater, and everything that lurks in between, with a special spotlight on our foodie culture.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Riff. Here we are in the studio, and I'll be your tour guide. My name is Gary O'Brien, and for the next hour, we are going to be discussing everything that has to do with maybe some music. And if you follow me, I'm going to gather around, follow me down the hallway. Okay, we're walking here in the Riff studio. Come on down. We're walking. And our first stop here on my left, you see my friend and co-host of the show, Jeremy Green. Everyone wave and say hi to Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy.
Hello. Hi, people.
All right, Jeremy, how you doing today?
I'm doing amazing, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Here we are up in the Eagle's Nest again, looking high above, down upon the city there, and a lot of hustle bustle, which is probably a bit more bustle than hustle. It could be like a
That's like the thriller video every once in a while, a guy crawling out of a dumpster and all that, right?
Yeah.
We have the aerial view of that.
Right. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Yeah, life is good.
Sunny,
summer, all that, right?
Good. Recently, just to, something I kind of thought about, gave me kind of something to ponder about. And I kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to mention this next time we get together. My wife and I were listening to, the radio, and it was 80s
radio
hour. You know what I mean?
You used to listen to radio?
The radio was on.
Do you have a cart and buggy in the back? Like sending Morse code?
Well, it was smoke signals, but... Yeah. But anyway, the radio was on. We were listening to the radio, and it was 80s hour, right? Nice. And it was a bunch of one-hit wonders, right? And so this one song comes on, and I'm listening to it. It's my first time I've heard it in years and years and years, right? And everyone knows this song. It's a very pop song, very, bright, cheerful kind of song. Then I got listening to it, and I kind of went, wait, what did the singer say there? I'm like kind of thinking... Wait, let's look into that a little bit closer, right? And so just to give you some reference, the song is by Denise Williams. The song is Let's Hear It for the Boy. The old 1980s song. It's a very poppy, optimistic, let's hear it for the boy.
Do I need leg warmers for this?
So, so I'm kind of reading it, and if we can just go... I have the lyrics in front of me here. If I could just kind of scroll back up to the top here and take a look. So here we are. So I'm looking at it, and I'm kind of going, wait a second. This might be the most passive-aggressive song I've ever heard of. And I say that for a fact, because really, when you think of it, does she really like this guy, is what I'm thinking. So the song goes, my baby, he don't talk sweet. He ain't got much to say. That's the opening line. So, okay, for one, this guy doesn't say nice things, all right? She still loves him anyway. So keep going further, and maybe he don't dress fine, but I don't really mind. So so he doesn't say nice things. He's not a good dresser, right? And then later on, it goes to, and maybe he's no Romeo. Well, now he's not even a romantic guy. So he doesn't say nice things, doesn't dress nicely, he's not a romantic. My baby may not be rich. So now he has no money. What does he have? So anyway, so this goes on and on and on. And then so it just makes me think this song has like an underbelly to it that has been not noticed for years. And here I am thinking, like listening to it for the first time, kind of going, wait a second, there might be more here to it. So anyway, it goes on. And then... what did it say? Yeah. Because what he does so well, makes me want to yell, let's hear it for the boy. It's not a song of celebration, I think. Hold on. It's what he does so well, it makes me want to yell. Maybe it could be taken a different way, is what I'm thinking. Don't always just take it for face value. It could be deeper. So anyway, I got thinking about this, and it goes on and on, It's a kind of a nice, optimistic tune. Yes, I say this all in jest. It is a very beautiful song. It's poppy. It's so darn catchy. It gets into your brain really quickly, right? But huge. Probably designed to do so. Anyway, thought I'd just bring that up because it kind of made me kind of give food for thought as to maybe I'm seeing something that most people just didn't see.
She was dating.
I probably am not. But anyway.
Dating like Klinger that whole
Oh,
time.
I don't know, because she really liked the guy, because he cuts him up every time and then follows it with a compliment. It's the most passive-aggressive thing I've ever seen. Anyway.
The 80s.
Anyway, so
Lovely
here
time.
we are.
Well, that was a great take on that, I got to say. On it.
I don't know if it was great, but it
changed my vision on that song.
You'll never hear the song the
I don't
same.
think I ever heard any word other than "Let's hear it for the boys." That's it. Like that was my focal point on it. Yeah.
Oh, I know. But anyway, so I thought I'd bring that up. But anyway, we do have a great guest today that we have to get to. I'm just going to take a. All right. So today's guest, a friend of the show. We have Rick Menary here with us today. And just to go over Rick's bio here. So Rick Menary is a singer and guitarist, currently a core member and creator of the blues rock band, the Spitfire Kings, a band that has gained a faithful following in the Toronto area. He has, over the last 3 decades, maybe more, played in many bands, and he's been highly active on the Toronto music scene since the early 80s. Not only is Rick a talented musician, but handles the business side of music, taking on the all-consuming aspect of working with venue promoters. Lots to unravel here, so let's get into it. Rick, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be
See
here,
you, man. Nice.
Good. Welcome to the show. And Rick's been a friend of the show, and we're happy to have you here. And so let's get into it. So I want to go back to the beginning and kind of find out where it all kind of started, what influences and stuff when you were a young kid. What was your first kind of impressions, that kind of thing?
Well, the first thing that got me into music and kind of wanting rock and roll as my life was I saw Kiss, their very first televised performance on the Paul Lynde Show in what was probably 1975, 74. I don't know. I can't remember what year it was, but it was a long time ago. And I was like, that just blew my mind. I thought, wow, this is just the coolest thing ever. So that kind of got me started. I was always into music and singing. My parents are both musical a little bit. My dad plays piano, and his family all plays piano by ear. My mom's family is all singers. There's a little bit of that back there as well.
Good.
Then sort of fast forward to my teen years. I was hanging out at a hockey tournament with my teammates, and some of them played guitar. I was singing along in the hotel room to Rush or whatever was on the Ghetto Blaster at the time.
Right on.
And they're like, "Hey, you can kind of sing. So you want to join our band?" So did that.
Yeah.
Pretty much every teenage band starts like that. Yeah. It's like, hey, oh my God, that guy can sing.
Yeah, but I always was able to sing, so I was in demand.
Right.
So
that kind of forms a band in terms of your value as a singer, where
and
not
a van.
everybody. And a van.
Very
important.
I had a van
yes.
too. Yeah.
So that kind of stuff kind of puts you, as you say, puts you in demand.
It was hard to find guys with the courage to sing.
Yes.
Like the courage to be the front man. Like that was as much of it as actually they sang. Mm-hmm. Most people were like scared to stand up in front and sing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I cut my teeth singing, or I learned how to sing like that. I was alone at lunchtime at home with my dad's great stereo. I'd come home and I'd crank on the tunes and I'd sing away to Led Zeppelin and Def Leppard at full voice. Like you can't learn how to sing just singing quietly.
Probably not Def Leppard.
Yeah, Def Leppard.
Def Leppard?
They were.
Was that long ago?
Yeah, they're older than we think. Maybe a little bit. I'm pretty sure. I feel like when I was coming home in grade 7 and 8 to the house.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah. Pyromania. I think I was in grade 6, and you're a couple of years older than me.
Yeah. And that was, so I'd come home and scream my lungs out to that stuff and sort of learned how to sing somehow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
And the moment you realize, okay, so you're in bands, you're jamming and all kind of stuff with your friends, you've built something up in terms of its, infancy of a band. How does it go from, like, say, like garage band into something that maybe becomes, hey, this has got some traction here, we're going to kind of push forward with this? How does it go from that kind of evolution? And in the beginning stages, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you make that step? Or how did you recognize that step has been taken?
That's a hard next step to get to, and many bands never get there because you never get the 4 or 5 right guys all with the same mindset,
Very true.
with the same schedule and goals. It's really hard to get to. So
Back then it was abilities too.
Yeah,
it was
and
really
skill,
hard to
yeah.
get 4 high school level guys that could keep time and play, right?
yeah, so if you can find those 4 guys and get the band to be something that's kind of marketable, at least to go out and play gigs in bars. Whether they're paid gigs or not, that depends on how good you are. But you got to start somewhere, and that's where we would start. We would open up for other bands that were in our area and had a bit of a name for themselves. And you might play for the door, you might play for nothing, you might that's how you got started. So once you sort of cut your teeth on that for a little while, then you might change personnel in the band and things. It just gets a little better as it goes along.
Now, the members of the band in those early ages, like, was it kind of some guys were wavering in terms of like, oh, I'm dedicated, I'm not dedicated, I'm committed, I'm not really committed, kind of thing? Did you go through a lot of?
It's easy when you're 18, 19 to say, oh, my focus is music. But when you're, I stopped being serious about, trying to make it as a rock star when I was about 26. I started seeing my friends were starting families and buying houses and stuff like that. And I'm like, nah, all right, maybe it's time that I grow up and join the real world. But when you're 17, 18, yes, you got a few, you've got other bandmates are going off to school, or they're going, they've just, some of them it's just a hobby, and some guys it was a serious thing. So yeah, everybody's got a different sense, and until you find all the same guys and girls that have the same level of commitment and drive and goal, then you just kind of.
I'm sure those guys, when they realize, when they can get the girls through rock and roll, maybe the commitment changes.
The commitment level changes.
Yeah, if you can't get paid in money, you can get paid in something else. Maybe it's a little less politically correct today, but yeah.
That was a motivator.
That was
factor,
a prime motivator.
For sure.
When you're young, yeah.
Back then, too, it's kind of funny. There's a lot of things that go into bands people don't understand, like level of practice commitment, too. Like you go, hey, guys, let's learn these 2 songs. And 2 of the guys just don't learn the songs or whatever. Right. And then the band's frustrated because you want to move forward. And it's like they're not all moving at the same. Like even if they have the ability, they got to be cool as well. And they got to have a work ethic enough to actually do what we're all trying to do. So a lot of times people fell off. Or a lot of times, too, your own musical growth outgrew some of the other guys in the band. Like 3 members of the band were drastically improving, but say the one guy didn't really get any better. And all of a sudden there's this gulf in talent. So you want to play certain songs and whatever, and all of a sudden it's gone. So there's so many things conspiring. A lot of variables.
Lots of knockout factors, and it makes it hard to get a band to the point where it's an up and running thing. Like I see a couple of guys I know even trying to get a band off the ground now, and these are guys in our, I'll say it, we're in our 50s, right? and good musicians and stuff, but it's hard to pull in the right people. Even at this age, you figure if you've been playing music all these years that you're into it, and but it's still hard to find guys that have the ability to commit and time and family availability, etc., work availability. So they're all working.
But in those 17, 18, that's why there's no bands that are like hugely famous when they're like 17, 18. They're all in their 20s. Because then there's the whole father, like, get to work, son. You're gonna be an accountant, damn it. You're not gonna,
cut your hair.
There's all that crap, right? So it's
my dad was telling me to play country music. Play country music. If I had followed his lead,
he's like Nostradamus today, right? With all that, I know it's crazy.
Probably right.
Peter, how long was your hair at one point? Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Way back when, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You look like Kim Basinger.
That wasn't the look I was going for.
It wasn't quite, No.
Thank you.
More Aussie.
I did have good hair.
He had amazing hair, I can vouch for Rick's quality of hair.
Now, we will be right back after this message. And now, back to the show. In regards to, When you were touring, gigging, all these kinds of things, I'm sure in terms of like technical problems, something must have arose in terms of like something going wrong.
Yeah.
Or even I'll include maybe embarrassing moments in that too, as the front man or whatever. What would you say, you're kind of like maybe a Spinal Tap kind of a moment where just, oh my God, this is actually happening. How do I recover now live on stage?
Yeah, there is the odd speed wobble in a song or an absolute train wreck that can happen where somebody goes completely brain dead on a song, and it could have been me. Could have been me that led the band down the wrong path. I don't know. It does happen from time to time. So I can't cite a specific example of that, but lots of gear malfunctions, even broken strings can sometimes be, messy. Amplifiers that catch on fire.
Fire?
We've had that a few times actually, and even in recent years, we had. I was playing a thing up at a lake, and one of the PA amplifiers caught on fire. It was literally burning on fire, and
Wow.
then amps burning up, and then you got to try and figure out how to work around that. But I do have one. So I played in a band. I forgot all about this. Played with a band called Poser. And it was a fun, silly band, sort of mocking the hair bands of the '80s, but at the same time paying tribute to them. So it was a fun thing. But we all wore wigs, and so I had a wig on. This is after I'd already cut my hair. And we're in the middle of the rocking out to some song, and one of the guitar players puts the head of his guitar up, and it catches onto my wig. Oh my God! Rips the wig off mid-song in the middle of our show. So I played the rest of the show with no wig on because it was stuck to the headstock of his guitar.
Tangled up in the strings.
Yeah, I think he did it on purpose.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you never know.
Did you have on the cheesy under headband that you'd hold all the hair up in place? So like the classic wig removal
I don't
look?
remember, but I think there's pictures of it somewhere. I'd forgotten all about that.
That is
so.
true.
That's a good Spinal Tap moment.
That's
That is a good one.
Yeah. Almost like 80% of the train wrecks are attached to alcohol in some way in those days. So
Yeah, that's why we don't remember most of them.
yeah, that's right. Or won't speak of them.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Okay, so when you're playing live then, and you're trying to figure out sort of song sets and choices of music to play, how much of that is prepared? How much of that is reading off the crowd? Like, hey, they like this, they're responding to this, let's play more of that,
Yeah, our current band has a huge repertoire, so we do read the audience, and if it's going one way, we will go that way. Other bands that I've been into haven't had a big repertoire. You'd have your 3 sets worth of songs, and that was it, and take it or leave it, whether they liked it or not. But the band we have now, if people get up and dance in song 3, then it's like, okay, let's keep it rolling on dancing. If they're sitting and really listening and enjoying, some of the more interesting stuff that we play, then we'll keep it going down that. Like we call it our chill set, but the stuff that we like to play, the Jackson Browne, the Steely Dan, and Fleetwood Mac and stuff that's a little more chill. But yeah, as soon as they get up and start dancing, it's like, okay, let's move to this, to this style more. And we can adapt for different age groups a little bit as well. So, not too young, but stuff that, was 20, 25 years ago, I still call that new music now.
Right.
But, we can play that 90s stuff as well.
Right.
We can modify.
You mentioned a couple of songs or artists there. So what songs would have staying power then? What kind of things are mainstays in your set list? And does that, actually, I'll add to that, does that matter in terms of location too?
So stuff that we play always, no matter what, pretty much Stevie Wonder ends up in that list. We always play some Stevie Wonder. We always play some Elton John. We've got a killer keyboard player in our band, so we always play some Elton John.
And the young kids respond to that stuff too?
They do, yeah. Surprisingly, a lot of times I'm actually really surprised. If we don't play them so much anymore, but some of the younger bars that we used to play, where young kids, like 21, 22-year-old kids, would be up there singing the words to stuff that we grew up with, right? And it's like, how do you even know this music? And they, oh, I love that stuff because my dad plays it. My dad plays that stuff all the time. So it's, the young kids do get the music that we grew up with. So a lot of that 70s classic rock stuff is timeless. It
really is.
Yeah, it's carried on through the ages.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how many songs then do you think you and your band know? Like how much time have you invested in learning a repertoire of tunes?
I'll tell you this. I do use an iPad, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But in my iPad, and this is I use it for all my music, for acoustic stuff, for the Spitfire Kings, for whatever. There's 670 songs in it, something like that. So I can play any of those, and with the help of my iPad, I can't be expected to remember all those lyrics and all those chord changes and all that stuff when somebody comes up and requests something, or if we're doing a jam or something, or if I'm helping host a jam, then I've got all this stuff at my fingertips. But our band probably knows, could probably play 250 songs at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, people get weirdly critical of that iPad thing, which I think is ridiculous because, it's not like, a lot of times, again, these are cover gigs and stuff, and you're doing other people's material. Mm-hmm. How much time do they really expect you to invest into learning a whole bunch of songs that you never wrote that are not like your songs? Yeah. You're playing them for somebody else and you're doing that.
Yeah,
and if you need the notes on that, that's totally fine. But it's different I wouldn't go to a concert and see like a real an hour and a half set of
a guy looking at
an iPad. But if you're in a bar or an acoustic jam or something, a guy's got an iPad there. That's just absolutely.
It'd be different if we were playing the same 35 songs night after night after night after night, but we're not. We modify what we play, and I play with different bands sometimes or different groups, and it's like. It's a crutch. It's a crutch. I need it. But, if I was in a band that only played 30 songs or a professional band that was playing at the ACC, you'd know your stuff backwards and forwards, and you wouldn't do that.
That's a totally different gig.
Right. That's a bigger level or a higher level.
Different level than me.
Different level.
I find, too, if I start on an iPad or one of those things, I can't get off it.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm in autopilot and I'm not really engaged in the tune and I can't get off it.
You're dependent on it.
I become dependent on it. And it's like if I just stop looking at it, I could play it without thinking about it.
It's like you're putting the training wheels back on.
As soon as I start, I try to avoid them only for that reason, not because I don't think it's cool. It's just.
And I would argue too that being the singer and the guitar player, I've got twice as many things to remember. A lot to remember.
So maybe a little bit of dependencies is good then.
Keeps me from screwing up.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that training has the wrong nomenclature there, but
at the end, people just want to have fun and party and
they don't
enjoy
care. They're
it.
dancing. They're not looking.
That's right. They don't care. Just play the song, play them nice, and let them pick up their little girl and do whatever they're doing, or boy.
If it helps you with doing your performance and bringing the best that you can, a little guided help with an iPad, I'm sure. Is a great tool, much like anything else that helps you make a great evening.
And we're bringing new songs into the fray all the time, right? So, it'd be, and we don't generally rehearse them very often. We'll say, here's 3 new songs, let's learn them for the next gig, and we'll just show up and play them, right? So if they're brand new songs too, you're trying to remember the lyrics and the chord changes, and we're not just playing songs with simple bar chords either most of the time. They're it's like there's some stuff here to remember.
Your sets, you guys have some pretty complex tunes.
Oh yeah. Now when you're engaging the fans, the crowd, reading the crowd, have you ever had any kind of difficult fans that have kind of caused a problem, or anything that kind of you kind of, oh my god, what's happening here with this guy, or
some places. I can remember playing a place in Whitby that will remain nameless, but the stage is fairly low to the ground, and the guys there, everybody comes and wants to watch the girls on the dance floor, and they pick the best spot to watch the girls from the dance floor is right in front of the stage with their backs to me, right? It's like, dude, can you move? I'm staring at the back of your head, trying to. This isn't a good spot for you. But I had a few funny ones. But
I love Superman. You got Superman.
Oh, Superman's great.
He's awesome. I love that guy. They got this at a place out in Ajax. There's a dude there. He always wears his Superman costume. He always
Under
dances
his shirt.
Under his
So
shirt.
he does 2 or 3 or 4 songs, get warmed up,
Yeah.
and then once the band kicks into a good, a banger, then off comes the shirt and Superman is
It's-
out.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah,
It's awesome. He's totally harmless. He's having a great time.
Love
I've
him.
never seen him cause any problem or anything like that. He's just awesome.
Yeah.
When you're doing gigs and constantly performing on the road and all that kind of thing, what are the in terms of working with promoters? Would you have any advice for newer bands starting out with that would for gigging in Toronto or elsewhere, that kind of thing? What would be your advice for up and coming?
Yeah, I'll answer that by telling a story about a promoter that we used that didn't quite get us, and this is going back 30 years, right? And he promoted us as a top 40 band when really we were a hard rock band that had a couple of top 40 songs. And so he pitched us to these bars out in Newfoundland. And so we had 2 weeks worth of gigs lined up, and then he was going to fill in the next couple of weeks with more gigs out there, out east. And unfortunately, after the second night, so the first night we opened up for Trooper, which was fine. We played about most of our top 40 songs in that opening set. And then the second night we played on our own, and they didn't like what we played. And we were more hard rock band than they really wanted.
There's nothing worse.
And they fired us. So here we are in Newfoundland. We've driven all the way to Newfoundland, and we got fired. And I thought, okay, well, I guess we'll move on to the next bar for next week. And the same guy owned the bar that was next week too. So we got fired from both of our weeks.
Oh,
So
man.
after 2 days of playing, and so we turned around, came home, and on the way home we blew the motor in our truck, got stuck in a snowstorm. Had to spend a night. We blew all whatever money we had. It was all gone.
It's like a negative number there by that point.
Yeah. One of the dads had to give us a credit card for a hotel room, and another dad had to give us a credit card to rent a van so we could get home. And then somebody had to go back and get the truck in Quebec City a couple of weeks later. It was a nightmare because we were promoted incorrectly. Like, if he had said, no, these guys are, long-haired rock and roll band, they play a couple of top 40 songs, we either wouldn't have got the gig to begin with, or they would have been, okay, we know what we're getting.
And we wonder why dads are upset when their daughters come home with musician
With musicians?
boyfriends, right?
Yes, exactly. You're like, hey, what do you mean he's a
Hey,
musician?
can I have your credit
No,
card?
no.
I'm stuck in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
So that would be something to make sure your booking agent or promoter, whoever knows who you are and knows what you are. And then the other advice would be versatile, know lots of material so that you can switch gears and adapt to different audiences. So you've got a little bit of everything in your repertoire, so you can make those bar owners happy and you don't get fired.
Right.
So wait, before we move on, I've always known you to be in a band that gigs the most. You're like one of the best I've seen for booking gigs and doing all that stuff. Just for anyone listening, can you kind of walk them through the process of how does that start? So you got the band, you got your set list, you think you're going, now what?
It's hard. You need to build a reputation as a band that is working, that is...
But if you don't have any gigs, how do you do that?
if you don't have any gigs, man.
So are we talking I mean, obviously sometimes bands did press kits and they're sending them to bar owners. Now I know some of that's ancient history now. There's probably websites and Facebook pages and are you setting up a Facebook page? Or
Absolutely. I'd start up a Facebook page and a YouTube channel, and I would rent a venue if you had to and shoot video of your 10 best songs and use that as your promo and send out those videos of you playing in a live format, even though it might not be in front of a live audience, but playing live.
I guess you could bring in a live audience if you had it
You
at
could.
somebody's place
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
stage it that way.
But I would do that so that so people can see what the band looks like and sounds like, and how you move, how you dress, how all of those things are important, because it's all part of a package.
Yep.
But yeah, even with that, getting good gigs is tough. The good bars have a steady rotation of their favorite bands, so it's hard to break into those. Takes years sometimes.
So are you then, okay, so now you got your video, you got your Facebook page. Are you now hitting the phone and calling all
Yeah.
the venues that you can find? Like
phone and email? A lot of them, a lot of the venues have email addresses, or you can contact them through their Facebook pages and send your links through that. That's one way. If you want to find a booking agent, send all your stuff to the booking agent, and then he's going to send you out to a bunch of different rooms. That's probably your best and fastest way to get, gigs in multiple different places, because otherwise you're just getting one-offs here and there. But yeah, a good booking agent will be able to, he'll have 10 rooms that he can put you in right away if they like what they see.
Right.
Great. Well, very informative, because that's I'm sure the tools have changed from years ago to now. Like all the options and things that are out there available to promote yourself. It wouldn't be, or I'm sure it's much different from what it was years ago.
Yeah, for young kids that understand all the technology of how to do all the video and audio and all that stuff.
Put some
and it's
slick stuff together.
Great. They can put some awesome stuff together.
Yeah.
But for old guys like us, it's like, I don't know, can you record it with my phone?
Yeah, right.
And then, the audio is terrible and the video is
One thing
terrible.
that was kind of nice, though, again, we've talked about this on other levels, is it's like, it was kind of, in the old days when it was more hands-on, that it's kind of a barrier to entry for a lot of people who probably aren't. It's almost too easy now. I think that a lot of these bar owners must be getting inundated with all kinds of stuff, and with auto-tune and stuff like that. It's got to be very difficult for them to trust that what they're seeing is actually
Good point, yeah.
the real thing, right?
Yeah.
So
packages can be very slick, right?
it can, really slick now. Like some of them look darn right pro, and then you see the band. Like I saw a band like that, and I went in they were playing at a bar, and I went in, and they were
Not as advertised.
not good. Like they were okay, but they were like not what they looked like.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So buyer beware kind of thing, but obviously put your best foot forward as if you're promoting yourself too.
Yeah. It's hard to get gigs and hard to get a reputation, or a good reputation. And then once you've got it, you've almost got too many gigs. You're turning them down more than you're taking.
Yeah, once you're in the circle.
Once you're on that
Wow.
track, it's good, but hard to get there.
Wow. Champagne problems once you get there, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. This has arrived on our table here. This is, Rick, just to let you know, Tracy likes to feed people.
I love that.
So food has arrived, and part of our show here is to try some local fare from around Toronto. So
Toronto has some of the best foods. Like, we've been learning this as we've traveled more, is like some of the best restaurants are in Toronto. And in terms of so many variety of food, like you can get authentic, almost any culture's food here authentically. And it's been one of the nicest things being down here. And I didn't really realize that until we traveled around the world, but I hear chefs talking about it. Toronto's really becoming on the food map. So yeah,
here we are.
This kind of thing is
I guess you guys want to know what you're eating.
yeah, I was just going to pass it over to you there, Tracy. Tracy, what are we
nice.
eating here today?
Okay,
This looks
so
good.
today you are having a green curry with chayote, kabocha squash, and macrat lime leaves with jasmine rice from Pai, P-A-I, a northern Thai restaurant inspired by one couple, the wife from Pai, Thailand, and the husband from Toronto. So Pai Northern Thai Kitchen is known for the best authentic Thai cuisine right here in Toronto, as Jeremy was saying. Their reputation, their menu not only measures up to authentic Thai, but is widely known to be even better than the cuisine you'd actually have in Thailand. I chose Pai for this episode for two reasons. So firstly, TIFF is here, Toronto International Film Festival, until September 14th, and this place is booming with the stars. So just because of their cuisine alone, actually. So who has been spotted here inside Pai? This year, the cast of the new Netflix film Frankenstein has been spotted there. Other years, it's been Jason Momoa, who actually raves about their Pad Gra Prau, and Shawn Mendes, Elijah Wood. So that's a big hot spot in Toronto. Second reason I picked it, I happen to know that each of you has been to Thailand, and I would love to get the comparable on how pie in Toronto fares against the real deal. So after the show, we'll be feasting on their most popular dishes, which include spring rolls, mango sal, Chef Nui's personal pad thai, and Jason Momoa's pick, the pad gra prao. So I'd love your feedback because, as I mentioned, you've all been to Thailand. How does it compare?
That was amazing, and it's got just the right amount of heat. I like a bit of spice, and that had it, but it had the flavor too. It's not just hot for hot's sake; it's got flavor.
As a non-Thai guy, I would say that's indistinguishable from the stuff we were eating over there.
Yeah,
like that tastes very highly authentic.
that was delicious.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Really good, delicious.
I'll take 10 of those.
And I don't mean I'm not a Thai guy from
I'll be back
Not that
for
I don't
seconds.
enjoy it. I just that's fantastic.
That's delicious. It tastes like our cooking class.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. And just to piggyback on what Jeremy was saying, some of the top world-renowned chefs speak about Toronto and how we're so on the map in the foodie world. So I love to highlight that on the show. So thank you for letting me interject my little
Yeah, no.
foodie
You can do
notes.
that anytime.
Anytime,
want.
Tracy.
Yeah,
If you want to
yeah.
feed us, please. We're not stopping you. We won't get in your way. I can guarantee it. That was great. What did you think of that, Rick?
That's delicious. Yeah.
And comparable to what we had in Thailand?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, eh?
Oh yeah, it was
On spot.
wonderful. Yeah, totally takes me back. I feel like we're in Bangkok.
Yeah, we need the Singhas right now. You're like,
Oh yeah, sure. Wear my shirt.
I'll just tell you actually where to
Chang
find.
beer and all that.
I'll tell you where to find pie. So they have 2 locations across the city. One at 18 Duncan Street in the Theatre District, and another 2355 Yonge Street in the Yonge Eglinton area. If anybody wants to check them out themselves.
Yeah, that's an awesome restaurant. It's hard to get in there. We went once, and it was, man, you walk out of there, and it's not just that one dish that tastes like that. Like the whole menu is so authentic and so good. Like,
Yeah, that was quite authentic. I think that
yeah,
was
it's a very good restaurant. So good pick, Tracy.
excellent pick.
Nice.
Loved it. Just to get back to the music, Rick. Now that we had a little break there, a little food interlude there, that was kind of nice.
It's nice. Yeah, intermission, right? Yeah.
Food
The
intermission. yeah.
lights are flashing now. Ding.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back. We were talking about gigging and all that kind of stuff, right? So what about like band politics? Band politics is a real thing in terms of like trying to, we kind of discussed a bit of it before, but what's been your biggest challenge when you're like trying to keep a band together? Like, and I'm sure it's probably changed from when you're younger, obviously what we said.
When you're
to
younger,
now.
it's a lot different. As we get older, everybody's a lot more easygoing. Or at least maybe we've just got lucky with the right 4 guys in our band because everybody's very easygoing. But a lot of times it's hard when you get different personalities, and there's there's a lot of weirdos in music. We know,
yeah.
not weirdos, but people.
I love them all too. by the
Different
way.
personalities, I always said that any bass player that was worth their salt was a little weird. Having said that,
Absolutely.
my bass player's not weird at all. He's great guy, and he's awesome. But anyway,
Except for those weird fingers that are just
yeah.
flying all the time. Rollins the best, man.
But yeah, keeping the personalities all on track and being the band leader. It was funny, when we were on the road when we were 30 years ago or longer. The guys would come to me with problems about each other. I was like, what am I? What is this?
When I be the counselor.
Yeah.
Well,
it was funny.
It is weird as you become an adult more. Your time is more called upon by life in general. So it's like what you want from your music is very difficult to line up all the time, right? It's like some guys really want to do this, some want to do that. Some are like I want to do this kind of music and I don't want to do that kind of music. And it's like, so even if they have the chops, it's like, it's always a challenge getting people to row the same boat for a long time.
Keeping everybody stimulated as well.
And not bored,
And not bored. That's the challenge, we have now a little bit because, we do tend to play the same bunch of songs because they have the same results and we play the same bars all the time. So we do end up playing a lot of the same stuff, and some of the guys get bored with that, or you get those songs that you go, oh God, we got to play this one again. And, so that happens.
And it's hard to get away from those songs because, like you say, they're
popular.
They're popular. People love those songs. So it's not like, we just won't play those songs. Well,
yeah.
You got to play them. Yeah.
playing for crickets is worse, right? Like,
Yeah. So keeping the personalities all happy is a challenge, right? It's just it's a management job.
Well, that's the thing. And if you're the band lead, I mean, I guess it all kind of falls on you. Do you feel any kind of extra responsibility, or do you feel as if it's spread out quite evenly, or do other guys kind of pull their weight, not just playing in the band, but the outside stuff of the band, you know?
I haven't really had to experience, too much in terms of dealing with issues in the last 20 years, really.
Right.
Because we've grown up.
Well, yeah, it's a different perspective now, right?
But I do boil it down to the guys that are in the band as well. They're all great guys. There's no funny personality issues with any of them.
Yeah, you've got a great balance.
Because you can still have a great band, but you've got that one guy that's, but not with us. Or maybe I'm the guy. I don't know.
If you don't know of one,
if every band has one, maybe I'm the guy.
I think it's self-awareness as you get to this age, right? It's like, I know what my trigger points are, and I think everybody knows what their trigger points are. And like, you were probably like, hey, I had to control all this when I was younger, and now you're just bold and going, hey, man, I'm a control freak. This is how I want to do it. And everybody goes, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's doing that. So everybody kind of slots into their place a little nicer now, because we all kind of know what we want. And before, it was like, you didn't know. Like, again, we talked about this last time, but like even major bands like Rush and stuff like that, they were going, gigging, doing all that stuff. And then you get two of the guys get into prog, like, Geddy and Alex got right into Yes and Rush and Genesis, or not Rush, Yes and Genesis and those guys. And John Rutsey still wanted to do Bad Company, all that stuff. That's kind of a young guy problem, I think, more than now, because they have this career they're dreaming of. I think most people at like 40s and up are no longer not necessarily dreaming of a specific career. They just want to have music in their life.
Want to make music,
They just want to do music.
You got perspective as to, you've lived a life already, and you have a life outside of music too as well, which is important.
You're less personal. It's less of an assault on you to play Brown Eyed Girl one more time, because you're like, there was a point in my career where I would have just said, forget it. Like, if
throw the guitar down,
if you
run up,
recommended
walk off
that, I would have
stage.
quit. Like, no, I'm not doing it again. Like, but now it'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Makes people happy.
It makes people happy, and you don't mind providing the happiness, right? So there's something to that, right?
There's something to that.
Yeah. In terms of any kind of new bands now, have you heard anything that's kind of refreshing? Anything that's kind of grabbed your attention? Any bands that kind of sort of?
Oh, what's that
speak to
new
you now?
band, Soundgarden? I like them.
They're the latest thing.
I'll be honest.
The latest thing.
I'll be honest. I can't name a new band, a new artist. When I hear of whatever band is playing at the ACC this week, whatever, I go, who is that? I never heard of them.
I have
before.
one, Goose.
I'm
Goose.
very
Love Goose.
I'm very sort of tuned into my own thing, and I don't listen to outside music. I don't even have there's nowhere for me to be exposed to music that's not in my wheelhouse, right?
Well, I think that's unfair to yourself, because I know you're always sending me new music and new stuff, but it's not the stuff that's like big radio stuff.
No.
It's sort of like, he's a big blues rock guitar fan, like, so a guy like Doyle Bramhall or something like that, like, that's not a household name to a lot of people, but a lot of guitar players and stuff like that really dig that stuff. Or almost every band I ever send you, it's like, yeah, I heard them, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
So you are very in touch. You're just not in touch with pop culture.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stuff,
So yeah,
right?
maybe that's more correct. Like so I think of and they're not new anymore. They're well established, but sort of breaking on the big scene, like a band called the Bros Landreth. Or the Landreth brothers.
They're amazing.
Out of Winnipeg, Joey Landreth. I love them.
that?
They're fantastic.
What, that Teskey Brothers or something?
No,
like
Teskey
that?
Brothers is
They're
another
amazing
one.
too,
Fantastic.
Yeah. What's with all these brothers?
Yeah, all these
brothers
brothers,
that making music.
Too bad I'm an only
It's an
child.
instant bandmate.
That's right. Yeah. Me and my dog. Yeah, yeah, that's hilarious.
I like stuff like that, and trying to name a few more. It's more. It's not that they're new bands, but they're new discovery to me.
Sure. I will say one thing I'm fascinated by, and I don't even really necessarily like their music, but have you guys heard this band Polyphia?
Polyphia, no.
Polyphia. I saw System of a Down last week, and I knew of them anyway. There's a young guitar player, his name's Tim Henson, and he's like this.
Like from the Muppets.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
That's Jim.
Yeah, that's Jim.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
That's just a little bit off.
Doesn't look like his kid, but he's an incredible guitar player. But what fascinates me about it is it's like the influence as I'm listening to him, I was like trying to figure out, I'm like, because I can't even put my head into where these guys are getting these ideas from. Like, it's such a strange way to look at it. And I finally figured it out. It's video games.
Oh.
Like the guitar player is totally inspired by video game music, which is really complex, actually. If you listen to some of the like Pac-Man and all that,
You're all over the map.
it's like classical with like a weird, but it's like this highly digital sounding. It sounds like Data. You know, when he's soloing and stuff like that, it actually sounds more, if I think about it, like Data, like a fax machine. Yeah, he's like, and I'm not ripping on him at all. The opposite. I'm blown away that it's like, wow, man, musicians
created a new style.
People are still evolving. Musicians are still evolving. It might not be something we get anymore. Like, I don't really relate to that because
it's not our generation.
It's not our generation, but I loved hearing a young guitar player playing something that's like really I haven't heard.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's a cool sound. And I know there's other guys doing it too, but Polyphia is the one, he caught my ear on it because his sense of rhythm and stuff is so bizarre. Anyway, I won't go on.
That's amazing. I actually saw something like that. Someone posted it. I saw it on Instagram or something like that where piano player. This young adult playing a piano, it's like doodle on the keys and making it sound wonderful, and then she sped it up, and it's the actual Mario Brothers sort of when you go to another level. And it's like you stretch it out in time. It's a beautiful piece of music. So it kind of goes to what you're saying there. Like it's video games, and we kind of maybe just kind of pass over it, or just kind of like sort of say, oh, it's just a video game sound effect. Break it down. It's actually a nice little piece of music.
It's weird. Like we had like Zeppelin riffs in our head, like going over and over. Well, these kids were like playing video games and listening to that music. That has to do something all the time, right? And it clearly, like, that's the one band that was like, that's what it is. It's like crazy. But yeah, they're very good. Highly technical, ridiculous shred.
Yeah.
Super shred. Bass band. Really cool.
These kids,
anyway,
they know their stuff when they like it. So
lots of great music out there. The problem now is finding it because it's buried. There's there's millions of new bands coming out. It's all over Spotify. It's really difficult to sort through it all.
And speaking of kids, in terms of family, in terms of like, and their impression of you being on stage, you know what I mean? Like, how do they react to all that kind of stuff? What do they think of you?
It's just Dad.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my son has kind of followed in the footsteps, and he's playing in bands and stuff and doing gigs, all over the place for little or no money. So he's doing what I did 35 years ago.
Doing great.
That's fun to see. And my daughter, they come and see the band play every once in a while, which is fun. But yeah, it's just Dad.
They might have a different opinion if you still had the hair.
Maybe, yeah.
Run to
the
slightly different.
I hope I haven't embarrassed them too much. Too many different situations.
Got to keep it in check, right?
Good for them.
Builds spirit.
Builds character. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's great, though. I mean, like that's a nice thing. I'm sure. I hope that they kind of go, "Hey, Dad's a cool guy."
Yeah, well, that's what I think. But I think they probably think, oh, it's just Dad. He's a dork. Yeah.
We got to set up a father-son
band.
father-son jam thing. Like we could get Carter and Zach and a bunch of people. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah,
it'd be a lot of fun.
Wow.
And now that the kids are older, then they're better musicians. They're actually really good.
I know.
Really good. We'd have a really good time with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how are they getting good?
What
do you find different in terms of when you were getting good?
It's funny because Carter and I don't play together. It's weird. I wished we did, but he's never sort of been interested in the music that I play, and I'm sort of focused on what I want to do. I don't want to play what he wants to play either, right? So he's doing his own thing, but every once in a while, because he still lives at home, I can hear him downstairs, and I'll hear him working on something that's totally not his normal thing, but it's my thing. I can hear him working on a Steely Dan song downstairs. I'm like, oh, I know what he's working on there.
Your ears perk
and I
up,
can hear him. So then I listen for a while. It's like, oh yeah, that's really good. Yeah, and his lead playing and stuff is all really good. He doesn't play in front of me very often, but I can hear him downstairs.
Throw him on a gig, man.
Yeah.
Bring him out. Bring him with the Spitfires. He should do that.
I'd like to. And he plays bass. He can play drums a little bit as well. So, but I'd love to.
He can hang.
I'd love to do a like an acoustic duo with him. I think would be fun. and then I can take him out and he can make some money at some gigs because we could make some dough.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be
Yeah.
excellent.
Every young musician needs dough.
What an
that's for
opportunity,
sure,
though, right?
yeah.
What an opportunity you can look back on and go, that was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so it may happen yet. It may happen.
Oh, you got to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did one gig with Zach, which was really cool. We did a Zeppelin tribute thing at one night, and he was on the kit, and it was
I remember that. That was awesome.
wild. It was just so cool to look back, like just reply. I remember there was one point where I'm playing, and it was just like it was sounded really good, and I just look back and I see the kid up there. You know,
It's your son. That's
there he
your
is.
boy.
He's doing it, like
Yeah.
playing Bonham. I'm like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And he nailed it, I'm sure.
He's
He
great.
did.
Yeah,
He did.
He's a good drummer.
he's a really
Great drummer.
talented young musician. Yeah, but
Wow.
it's nice when the clans unite. You know, like it's great.
Right.
But you should definitely get him up there with the Spitfires. Just even as a second guitar player, just bring him up.
Yeah.
Just have him come out and sit and suffer and learn and
Yeah.
just do it. You know, like
Exactly. Suffer.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it, whether you
you'll
like it
do
or not.
It's the best thing for a musician, man. I remember when I was young, my old boss, like he was old and I was like 18 or whatever, and he would just literally, we'd go somewhere and he'd just get on stage and he'd pull me up with an acoustic, and I didn't know any of the tunes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. And I just had to learn to communicate and survive and be in there. And it's like, it was one of the best things for my playing in general was just to learn how to,
You get thrown in the deep end and you
Yeah,
sink or swim,
like-
and so it's time to perform,
Yeah.
right? You're learning. That becomes one of your most learning experiences, I'm sure. You
That's
know,
what I love about doing jam nights and stuff like that. You know, being part of the host band for jam night, people will come up and ask you for either stuff that you've heard but you've never ever played, or stuff that you vaguely know, and with the apps that are available now, Ultimate Guitar and stuff like that, you can look up a song quickly, see what all the chord changes are. If you can take 2 minutes to listen to it on your phone and go, okay, all right, we can do that, and then the band plays the song, it's like, wow,
that's fun.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
when that
that's when
happens.
it's great.
Then you've kind of, it's like, all right, we've kind of got some of this locked down.
It's all worthwhile, right? Yeah.
that's great. A good time. And I'll say that this has been a good time. So
Certainly has, man.
It's
yeah.
been great having you on the show, Rick,
Thank you.
and we appreciate you being a friend of the Riff. And thank you very much for spending some time with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for feeding me.
All right. Yes. Thank you very much, Grace. Yes, the Thai food was amazing. I would highly recommend that place. That's for sure. They've nailed it down for sure.
Pie Northern Cuisine.
Nice. All right. Okay,
good.
we're gonna wrap it up here, Jer.
So what we got? So coming up in Toronto this week, we got the TIFF festival still going on, which is
Yep.
really cool. There's an Argo game going on.
Very
I
good.
think someone, was it Shane Phillips or something, is playing the Reservoir Lounge.
Nice.
That might be a
All right.
interesting thing. So
Stuff going on.
Toronto, eh?
Seek it out to enjoy.
Always happening, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We love Toronto. $5 is $5.
Well, with inflation, that's probably 10 bucks is 10 bucks. Canadian. So, yeah. Times have changed.
$10, $7.50.
$7 is $7.50, yeah, with a tariff. Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. And so thank you very much for listening. Until next time, this is goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Thank you very much.